Hi, my name is Shay, and welcome to Gypsy Queen. Today, I am going to be talking a little bit about aligning your altars with your ascension path and where you are trying to go. Excuse me. When I started on my journey, I got an ancestor altar and I started to work with my ancestors to help me spells, teach me just to get that extra wisdom and guidance from the other side. What I did not know was that there was different levels to ancestors, if you will. I like to break it up just in two kind of simple things of just your ancestors and your highly evolved ancestors. And the difference is your ancestors I like to think about is like Tom, Joe, your Uncle Tina, Uncle, Uncle Tina, your Uncle Tom, and your Aunt Tina, and just everyone who came before you who lived a full, normal life, and died a normal life, you know. Ascended ancestors are those ancestors that started this path, like you and I, that did the mental work to wake up to who they were while they were still living. So they acquired a much higher quality of knowledge during those lifetimes rather than Uncle Tom and our Aunt Tina, who just was our barber and our plumber. You get me? So when I began my journey, I just did an ancestor altar. And I noticed I had a lot more help when it came to wisdom, how to accomplish things like that. But I had no way of truly knowing, like, okay, I knew I had conversations, I knew they were real, but if I was giving offerings, doing all this, doing all that, I had no way to balance or to compare what if what I was giving was worthy of what I was getting. And I had to just take their word for it. So fast forward, I would say maybe about 8 months into having my altar, my ancestor altar. Um, it just became too much. It was enough was enough. I was doing too much for it, and I just felt I was getting every sense of me that I was being played. To put it cut and dry, I was being played. They was getting me. They was helping me, but they was helping me blindly. They knew I was blind, so they knew they could get around some things. So what I did was I cleaned shop. I cleaned shop. I took down all pictures of specific ancestors on my altar. I'll explain why. And I sent everybody into the light. I cleansed, and then I called forth my most highly evolved and elevated ancestors to replace everyone that I just sent away. And what I learned was one, they was waiting for me to do that because they weren't trying to be fighting auntie and grandpa for my offerings and my energy and my time, and that's who I was more connected to. So if these different energies are trying to communicate with me, I would pull with the familiar ones. So after I did that, I sat with my altar after them and I said, all right, what's different? What's new? Please direct me, guide me. And they gave me an idea to put a cup, or actually have a flower pot, and a space on my altar, and to place things that I wanted, wishes or desires, just things that I would like to see them do for me. So I wrote out like maybe 8 or 9 different things, some of them tangible and some of them also things to help me in my path. And I came back to that maybe a month later, and I noticed, no, maybe 2 months, because I forgot. And I noticed that they were all done. They were all done is the point of it. Also, what I noticed was, um, during that time of working with those more evolved ancestors, I didn't have to fight so much. I didn't have to bicker with what Aunt Tina wanted me to do. And I don't know if that's something that only I had to go through, waking up into myself and connecting with my ancestors. But that's my truth. And I just noticed that after I changed out my altar to ascended altar, everything started to move easier. I wanted extra money. Put that out into the universe. Okay, usually I gotta go looking for that extra money with my old ancestors, right? No. Now I'm getting a newsletter with a job opportunity for me to take some pictures of this guy's stuff he want to sell in his house for $250. Yes, please. Like stuff like that. Just super easy ways. And that is something that was easy money for me, you know. So they work with you in your personal of what would be easy or good for you. But just little things like that I noticed, um, really helped me in my journey. Also, I'll be honest, even when you call the highly evolved elevator, you are still going to have some challenges and tribulations you're going to have to go through of healing your bloodline. It's just what we're here to do. But it makes the little things of having an altar space a heck of a lot easier to maintain, as well as you know that you are putting your energy into with someone who's going to do well with it. You know, it's like that crackhead. They say, "Can I have $10?" You don't know what he gonna do with that $10, but usually if cousin who got a job, you know, this and that, asks you, "Hey, can I get 10 out of you?" You know, he gonna go do something with it. He about to go feed his kids. He about to put a little bit of gas in the car. He gonna like make it work. The same thing goes for that. Like I know when they ask me for something, it's because they need it. Also, when I put stuff on my altar and ask for it in return, I don't have to break it down meticulously anymore. Okay, I need one person to do this, or I need my money to come to me this way. I can just put it there and I have the clear mind and knowing that they are wise enough as well as ascended enough to know what to do with it. It helped. It helped. Um, just some other tidbits I want to share. If you've never worked with your ancestors before, how are some things that can help you? Um, how can working with your ancestors help you in your everyday life? Like my example of when it comes to money, I would say job opportunities specifically. I noticed when I worked with my ancestors, job opportunities will come to you like no other. If it is a dream, a goal that you want to set out and do, those things come to you 10 times quicker when you work with your ancestors. Okay, what does working with your ancestors look like? That's personal. And I believe it is different for any and everybody because we are all unique beings. Um, but it is giving gratitude, giving thanks to your ancestors, whether that is praying to them, giving them ashe energy, praise for what they've done for us to get to this point, whether it is giving pecan pie and leaving it there and knowing that they can get the energy of that on the other side. Yes, I understand that in Western religion we were taught that that's something different. That's not what we were used to. Um, but as someone who is connected to my ancestors, I can tell you they love it. And I would just love for you just to try for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Try for yourself. Um, it could be anything. It can be any anything that you feel that they would appreciate when they were alive. They will give thanks and be grateful that you thought about them. That's the most important things, that you thought about them. Um, yeah. So if you have not worked with your ancestors before, I would love to hear about how you do it, whether it is in dance, whether it is giving them a candle, whether it is giving them an offering, however you choose to do it. I would love to hear about it. And also, I would love to hear about what did you see come after that. Just immediately after, give them some time and you'll feel them. I would love to hear.